Welcome, BringATrailer. Let's start with the best part, the way it sounds. So there's certainly plenty of videos online to see what these cars are all about. They're driving and riding and going by, and we have the exhaust dampers unplugged, so that loud exhaust exists 100% of the time. I like it that way, but if you don't want it that way, if you want it stock, we can reattach those hoses so that after the car warms up, that it'll quiet down a little bit, but I like the loud car. So it's so often that these videos that people do, it takes a while to get rolling. I'm going to jump right into it. This car has had 7 years ago an accident in the left front that's on Carfax. You'll see it in the documents. I'm going to talk about that right now because that's like the most important thing that everybody wants to know. In 40 years, I've played with a lot of cars. I rarely play with a car that's had an accident. This car changed my mind. I had access to this car before I bought it, enough that I could actually pull the panels off the underside, pull all of the carpeting panels out of the front compartment, and inspect this car inside and out. I have access to the estimate that was performed ultimately to fix this car from the 7 years ago. Let me just tell you exactly what happened. The second owner, who I bought the car from, was at a stop sign behind a Porsche Boxster. The Porsche Boxster rolled ahead as if they were going to leave and continue through the intersection, and so the gentleman driving the Ferrari disengaged the clutch and was moving forward, pretty good clip. And at the last second, the Boxster changed her mind and slammed the brakes on. The gentleman driving the Ferrari attempted to miss her, making a right-hand turn, and the left front fender basically went underneath the right rear of the Boxster. So the unique part about this car, and the reason that I decided to buy the car and play with it, that's what I've been doing for a year, is it didn't receive any damage below the belt line. So from here down, everything is virtually untouched. And I took some pretty detailed pictures of the underside of the car. First thing you might notice, there's two things. I can't speak to the black splash of paint in the luggage compartment when you pull the carpet out. I don't know if that's factory Ferrari, somebody dumped some paint in there, or if they did it when they're probably repairing the car. That would be more likely. But the oddity is that the four foam panels you'll see in that photograph don't have black paint on them. So, I don't know. You Ferrari folks will be able to maybe pontificate on that. But without question, they used some black paint to top off the work that they did on the top side of the car. So, but the suspension and the frame, what you would consider the frame, the crash tubes under the car, untouched. The bolts, you'll see, we took pretty great pains, a lot of great pains to make sure that you could see everything when it's all disassembled in its full form. It's going to sell decidedly less than if the car were never in an accident, for certain. But it's a manual transmission. I couldn't not buy the car because of the manual. If it was an F1, I would never have bought it. So, about the damage, let me grab the estimate, and you can go over this in detail. It's in the documents. It's $40,000 worth of factory Ferrari parts in the $50,000 repair. So, as we all know, they're pretty proud of some of their components. Front bumper cover, $9,684. Front spoiler, $1,402. Right and left bumper grill, $625. Replace hood, $4,195. Windshield, $3,000. Both airbags, $3,200 apiece. Left fender, $4,500. Left headlight, $4,065. So you can see it was pretty expensive to fix this car properly. It was considering 7 years ago, it was what was it, 4-year-old car that was sold new for $250, probably plus $1,000, probably 50 or 100 grand over sticker because they were bringing a lot, but that's debatable. I don't know that for a fact. But the reality is, the car was fixed with Ferrari factory parts, and it was fixed properly, and it just represented a great value. And so that's why I bought it. That's why it's being presented to you. So, there's a pretty significant number of folks that will comment in the BringATrailer community when a real low mileage collector car or garage queen comes up. These cars were made to be driven. You should buy this and drive it like you stole it. Put some miles on it. Use the car. Well, folks, this is exactly what this car is. This isn't the trailer queen. This isn't the one that's going to be the hallmark of a Ferrari collection. It's 19,500 miles. As soon as you start using it, it's going to crest 20. Frankly, take the tens of thousands of dollars of savings that you're going to get when you buy this car, invest it in something else, either a car or some investment, and enjoy the car, drive the wheels off of it, have fun with it. And if you have a bump or a scrape or a nick or an accident, there's going to be no loss of value. It's already happened. You're already buying on that money. So I just thought it was a really cool opportunity to drive a manual that looks the part. No one will ever know unless you tell them. And we actually went a little further than we probably should have. Because it had already been painted in the front, I thought, let's make this car perfect. Take the bumper cover off and shoot it again in the nose so there's no chips, no nicks, no bug damage. I mean, think about it. This car, it had 10,000 miles put on it after it was fixed. So it had some road rash on the front. Typically you'd say, I don't want to paint an original paint car. Let's live with the nicks and dings and things that would have happened. But because it's already been painted, there's no harm in that. So we just completely disassembled that front bumper assembly. And you can see with the photographs, I pulled all the carpet out. We did it right. So the car looks absolutely flawless. We also pulled the diffuser, the rear diffuser off, and we resprayed that. It's a slight bit more glossy than it should be. I kind of like it. It was an accident. The painter said, I can put another coat on there to dull it down. I said, no, leave it. I like it. So that was the choice. You can blame me and be upset with me if you don't like that. But really, that's where I like to start with cars. What's wrong with this? That's really what everybody wants to know. What keeps the car from being perfect? Well, with this car, it's the history. So study those photographs. You're welcome to come by. I've got 4 post lifts. I've got a 2-post lift next door. We can put the car up. You can look at anything you want. It runs and drives. We fully service the car with Bruce over at Maranello in Eustis. He's a former master Ferrari tech that did the service, did the cam covers. We reshot the covers because the crinkle finish wasn't flawless. And the car's just got great options, and it's a great value. And we're excited to bring it to the BringATrailer community. I hope you like the presentation. I'm going to operate the top right now so you can see that it actually does work. It's like the moment of truth, right? It's like every time you ever want to sell something, you cross your fingers and hope everything works like it's supposed to. So we do have just one key, unfortunately. We do have the tools, we have the air compressor, we have the manuals. The gentleman, the first owner, his name is in the service manual. There's no service stamps in that manual or that book. One other downside, or there are a few other things. Tires, I mean, these are squeaky clean. I mean, there's nothing on them. We don't have any dressing on anything underneath the car, in the wheel wells. We didn't put any dressing on anything. They are 2010 tires. They're old tires. But there's no dry rot. Like with a microscope, you could look at them. There's no dry rot, but they're 2010 for sure. And the top works, does what it's supposed to do. A couple sticky switches. The two window switches are sticky. Something else. The ashtray is fine. The park light and the hazard light is fine. The mirror is fine. There's a little piece of black paint underneath this door handle lock where you put your fingernail. That's scraped loose. You can touch that up with some black. Just trying to think of anything else that you would want to know that keeps the car from being perfect. Of course, the real cool part is let me grab the window sticker. Just a fantastic options. You can read this stuff, but I think it's kind of fun to emphasize it. Power extended service coverage is $5,900, which that's not really relevant today, but red brake calipers, $1,040. Carbon fiber for driving zone, $5,000. Daytona seats, $2,900. Electric seats, $2,600. Chrome plated, I love this. It says chrome planting exhaust pipes. Planting. This is a factory Ferrari window sticker. Planting, not plated, planting. You gotta love it. Rear segment in carbon fiber, $2,200. Scuderia shields. These are not stick-on. These are actually factory shields. Challenge type wheel rims, $2,500. Roll bar upholstery in the color, $507. Leather rear shelf, door molding, $2,200. And high power hi-fi with subwoofer, $2,100. 251, 652. All you Ferrari experts out there, I've not had that many. I've had a few. I think that's a pretty big window sticker. So, manual shift, gated shifter. Great look about it. It's on BringATrailer for one reason, that's to sell. And I've had the car a year. It's been a pleasure. You can see some of our other toys. Some of these are going to go on BringATrailer as well. And we just look forward to interacting with the community. I'll take the heat, bring it on. I just have always had the philosophy that everything has a value, no matter what its situation or history or condition. This car has a great place for someone that wants to drive a car and not be freaked out that it's going to get hurt. Gosh, what a great rental car this would be. If you know any guys that are in the rental business, you let them know. Fabulous rental car just because of that history. But it's fully serviced, ready to go. I'm not aware of any other issues in driving and using the car. I haven't driven it that much, but it doesn't need anything else. It's serviced, just is ready for you as a buyer. So we look forward to interacting with everybody, and you're welcome to give me a call. It's not hard to find. And we're in Mount Dora, Florida, and we're happy to store the car for a while, and if you need, we'll get it squared away. Thanks.